Good. Yeah, you're doing a good job, miss. Keep that in. Yeah, okay. So we'll break now for half an hour for lunch. We'll come back and we'll move this process forward. You will evaluate me according to criteria. It's only fair. And the criteria are on page, what, 18 is it? No, probably something like that. No, 20. Page 20. Now I need a volunteer to be a student. Can I get one volunteer, please? Oh, you might need to bring your chair too. Okay, now watch what happens. Theoretically, this is what I'm going to ask you. As soon as I finish this, I'm going to ask you to go into your groups, and if you look on the next page, which is I think 21, we won't have time for everybody to do it, but we'll at least have time for some of you to do it. So, I'll just get some background. What happened in class? What did?
I'm just making up something.
Yeah, make something up. What are you going to make up?
I was gesturing the wrong way.
You were gesturing the wrong way, and I noticed and I said, we've got to talk about that straight away. Okay, you ready? What happened was that Yvonne was gesturing... Yvonne was gesturing in an inappropriate manner to another student, and I noticed that, and I thought that was sufficiently offensive that I thought we better have a chat. So there were no intermediate steps. It was just a one-side, and that could be racism or some other issue that could have come up. So here we go. Now you got your checklist? Okay. Hi Yvonne, I'm really pleased you made it. I was a bit concerned today with that gesture. I thought, it could have made Sue feel really uncomfortable.
But I did it nicely. I sent it with love.
So you didn't mean to upset her, you're saying?
No, I did it nicely.
Yeah, you did it very, very technically correctly, I think. But are you saying you didn't mean to upset her?
I don't think she was upset. She was laughing. She thought it was funny.
So you're thinking I'm sort of making a mistake here in thinking that she could have found that a bit offensive?
Others might have, but I think Sue thought it was funny.
Okay, well I'm not sure what Sue was thinking, but I suppose even the others are of concern because, people have a right to be comfortable. I think we've discussed that.
Yeah, but everyone does it.
So because everyone does it, you seem to think that's okay, then you can do it in class?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Are you saying because everyone does it, it's not offensive?
If you do it nastily, it's offensive.
Yeah, but you said before, of course, that some people would have been offended by it possibly, and that's where I was coming from. I was just concerned that even if there's just one person there that would be offensive, I'd have to say something.
I suppose so.
Okay, can you see it could have been a problem? Not a huge problem, but just, for some kids.
Maybe a little one.
Okay, but it is a problem?
Yes.
Good.
I don't know how long you wanted me to take that for. I didn't know how far you wanted me to take
No, because C, if you're a D, you're just going to play this. See, with a D, you think you're playing them, and they're playing you. So they'll say whatever they need to, at this point you might say, what is the matter with you? You are so compulsive, you are some sort of prude or something. She'll try and get me to come into my parent, at least, and try and take ownership. Now, even a C will do that, by the way. They will say something to you like, well, your lesson was so boring, I had nothing good to do there, I had to do something. They'll provoke you. Now, if they do, by the way, you listen to the provocation, that's all. So let's try that line just for fun. You'll say, look, I had nothing to do. Just call me a shit teacher, I don't care. You're a shit teacher, and if you're any... You can't do it? Okay, and if you're any better, I guess I wouldn't have been interested in signalling anybody or something. But, yeah, look, okay, so why were you signalling Sue that way?
Because class was boring. And I didn't have anything else to do.
Okay, so you feel that it's the way I was teaching the class was sort of just not good enough, so you you had nothing better to do.
Yeah, well, the others were doing it too. We were bored.
So you feel that everyone in that class is bored because of the way I'm teaching?
No.
Okay, but some are?
Yes.
Okay, fair. I could look at that. But are you saying because you were bored that sort of is okay then to upset some kids with your hand gestures?
Well, just making it a bit more fun.
Yeah, I'm sure you enjoyed it. Obviously, you wouldn't have done it if you enjoyed it, but I'm just worrying about the impact on the others. Now, as regard the boredom, you've got to think about this for a bit, because everyone or some of your kids may be bored, but they didn't do what you did. So you'd have to take some responsibility for that sort of stuff. And that sort of stuff is actually going to be offensive to a couple of kids, isn't it?
I suppose so.
Okay, so look, next time you're bored, what else could you do rather than upset people?
Walk out.
Oh, you could try and walk out. I suppose I'd probably try and stop you because I wouldn't know. It's not good for you possibly to walk out, but you could, if you had to. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. Got any other ideas?
Just sit there and take it?
You could sit there and take it, but it's a big ask, isn't it? There must be something else you can think of that, if you find the way I'm teaching is not getting you engaged, isn't there something you could do during the lesson even to let me know without letting me know that way?
I suppose so.
Well,
I could tell you.
You could try. How would you do that?
Putting my hand up.
All right, you could try that, I'll tell you. Okay, so what you're saying is that if the way I'm teaching doesn't engage you, rather than have a bit of fun sort of and potentially upset someone, not Sue necessarily, but even some of the other kids, you're prepared to put your hand up and let me know so I can try and do something about that.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, sounds good. I'll tell you what, we'll keep an eye on it. So how about we meet, say, Friday, just briefly at the beginning of lunch, see how we're going?
All right.
You were going to say, I've got something on, weren't you? I knew you were. That's what they all say. I would have made it after school, could have been worse. Then you said, I've got a bus to catch and all that stuff. Okay, comments, please, and don't spare me. What's the problems? Yes, I realised that halfway through that I was doing a lot of thinking. And initially, I was doing too much. Then when I looked at it, it was still working, so I didn't worry. Did you notice that? I was looking down? Yeah, that's good. When I think, I look down. Because I told you, it's hard work for me. It's not what I do for a living. Somebody else? Did I follow the steps? Which one? Oh, I missed it, did I? Yeah, okay, thank you. Good. See, I'm trying and I missed it. That's good.
You didn't clearly, you suggested that maybe some people would get that it wasn't a real strong thing, that it was a problem.
Yeah, I wasn't going to push it because it's sort of tricky. I thought I was pushing my luck a bit to say people would find it offensive. Among youth, it probably isn't so offensive. It's offensive to me. I could have gone there. I didn't want to go there. I could have said, well, look, even if they don't, I find that a bit offensive. So, yeah, so I didn't push it. You're right. I could have pushed it, but I didn't need to. She was already owning it, so I didn't worry. You're just playing it. Yeah, somebody else had something? Is that the same thing? Okay, you're going to do exactly what I did, basically, as best you can. Now, your coaches will be able to stop you at any point and get you to reflect on what you're doing and maybe make a few minor modifications. They're the ones, you won't have to look down, they'll be your thinkers. Yeah.